Hello.
Yeah, what I told is, can I just give an introduction? What kind
Sure.
of activities is being done
Sure.
as a DBA?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Myself, Rajesh Damai, and I'm having 5.3 years of experience as SQL DBA. My previous company is Cognizant Technology Solutions. In that, I have worked on one project that is British Telecommunications. In that, my roles and responsibilities are like installation, configuration, upgradation, side-by-side migration. I'm working on backups and digital management, and I've worked on log file issues, data file issues, and disk space issues, and MDB issues as well. And I also worked on this user management, and I worked on audits with the help of CTC. And coming to this high availability, I have worked on all the high availability concepts like log shipping, database mirroring, replication, always on availability group, and clustering. I have experience in performance tuning as well, including query tuning, adding indexes, working on fragmentation, setting up this max memory, max top value, cost threshold, parallelism value. And I have experience in some of the performance tuning tools like a database tuning advisor, profiler, activity monitor, performance monitor as well. And coming to the tickets, like I have worked on three kind of tickets, like incidents, including job failures, long-running queries, disk space issues, and service request, like granting the access to the users and creating linked servers, and change request, like whenever we have to do this production level changes, we have to raise a change and we have to get the approvals from the application owner. In these process, sometimes we need to attend the cap calls as well to get the approvals. So after getting the approvals, we will be doing these changes in non-business hours. Apart from all these things on daily basis, we need to do the health checks for the critical servers, and we have to work on the tickets and alerts based on the priority. So these are my roles and responsibilities.
okay. So you said you work with the development team also for tuning and all those things, right?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes we have to connect with them.
So,
Sometimes the code should be modified, like sometimes.
mhm.
So
So
that
what is your SQL knowledge? You are good at
administration,
SQL?
administration part,
Uh,
everything I can handle, like
okay.
high
I mean, not
availability,
SQL Server. I'm talking about
any
just the
other.
DB administration. So what? Okay, let me put it this way. We are looking at a role. Okay, so DBA is a basic stuff.
Okay,
BA has to be there. Plus, you should work with tier three developers.
okay,
Okay, so to help them in terms of some development activities also, not that as such full development,
that's
but
good.
just to
Like
help
that's good.
them.
That's good. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Then we were looking for somebody who can learn DB2 also.
okay, sure, sure.
DB2 as
I'll
yeah.
do that. Like
Yeah.
you know what?
Then the last option is we are looking for some hands-on or some kind of basic knowledge in Azure DB. So these are the areas which I'm going to evaluate from you.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So coming to that point, do you have any knowledge in Azure?
Means like I have a basic knowledge. Like in my previous
Yeah.
organization, some of the servers are like they're moving to Azure. So basic
Mhm.
knowledge like how to create a container and how to store these backups in Azure containers, how to restore the backups from
Mhm.
directly from Azure. These basic things I know. But if I get a chance, like I'm ready to learn these things. Azure.
Okay. So when you say basic, have you did anything like exported or maybe to take this data from on-premise to cloud or cloud to on-premise, anything like that?
Migration, like I didn't get a chance to work on the migration part, like to the on-premise to Azure.
Okay.
SQL migration part, I have knows better. Like I know everything about the SQL migration.
Okay. Okay. So we will come back to DBA soon. Before that, I just want to know other items.
Mm.
All right. Now about this T3 activities. Have you done any? You said you've done a performance tuning. So what all activities have been performed for the performance tuning process?
Like whenever the user complains, like application is not running good, they're getting timed out issues. These kind of issues will be tuning the queries. Why? Because whatever the users or application owners are trying to do in the front end, that may be replicated in the background as a queries, as a select statement, insert, update, or a bulk update. These kind of stuff happening in background. So for that, we have to tune the queries and we have to make run the queries very fast. Then only the application would run fine. So
How do you tune actually? In
um,
fact,
first,
was,
when once I've got the request from the user, first we have to check the which transactions are impacting the server. So for that, we have to check the active transactions which are running on the server first by using sp_to active. Then we have to check any deadlocks are happening, any blockings are happening. If in block by column, we can see any blockings are happening. If any multiple blockings are happening, first we have to identify the root blocker for that, which is causing for the blocking. So in activity monitor, we can find the root blocker. After finding the root blocker, we can try to tune that particular query to release the blockings. If we cannot able to tune that query in the particular time, we have to kill that query by getting the approval from the application owner. Then only we can kill the query. So like if I cannot see the blocking,
no.
but still, yeah,
So
please.
somebody is telling you, okay, somebody is given you a store procedure or a query. So uh, how do you identify what kind of thing you need to be done on that? That is my question. So
If we
you
find
mentioned there is a problem over there. Yeah, you need to block or kill what. But how do you find out there's a problem on that? What all
uh,
tools or
eh,
anything? Have you used any features of that?
if a query is present or running, we can find through these things which I have shared earlier, like blockings, deadlocks, these things. If a user is given a query
No,
and
that is to identify. Okay, that's to identify any real blockage is there. Okay, there is a query is not performing well.
fine, understand. Like a user is given a query and user is want to tune that query, that right?
Correct.
Fine. Then we need to understand the execution plan. Like we need to check the display estimated execution plan. It gives the execution plan without executing the query. In that, I will be checking like any table scans or table like cluster index scans or key lookups or already lookups are happening in the execution plan. Why? Because these things can degrade the performance of the query. So
Okay, so can you tell me an scenario where you face such problem and how do you resolve that? So you went through it and you see an execution plan. Okay, in execution plan, something you noticed. Did you have any such scenario earlier?
yes, a lot of times.
Then tell me about that.
Uh,
What is solution
First,
is
like
it provided?
first, I will go by this display estimated execution plan. Then I will check all these things. So since these things are can degrade the performance of the query, then I will try to remove these things by adding a cluster index and non-cluster index on the particular column, which the query using the where condition. On that particular column, I will be adding the non-cluster index to make it as index seek. Why? Because index seek will be the performance improvement factor when compared to all these things. But because it will be directly go to the particular point and it will be fetching the required data, so this process will be very fast when compared to other things. So this index optimization will helps to improve the performance, and we can also check the fragmentation level in the table. If the fragmentation level is also high, like it will degrade the performance. Then if the fragmentation level is low, we can do the reorganize index. If the fragmentation level is high, we can do the rebuild index. So in this way, we can decrease the fragmentation, and we can also set the fill factor value as a 80 or 90 to control this fragmentation. And we can also check some of the performance counters like max stop value, cost threshold parallelism value, and max memory has to be set at 75% of the total RAM. And the query write time, these isolation levels, we can able to change these isolation levels according to our need. And we can also check the wait times which are happening on the server, like it is if it is waiting for the CPU, or it is waiting for the memory, or it is waiting for the shade lock or something, or it is waiting for the async network IO or wait time. So these things we can able to find out, and according to that, the approach will be different. Like if it is happening because of the high CPU spike, we can go for the max top, and if it is go for like waiting for the memory acquirization, then we will go for the page life expectancy and memory grants. These kind of a way we have to go. Like based on this kind of weight types, then the processor will and the approach will be different.
All right. Now, somebody is asking, developers is asking you to, okay, I'm not able to connect to the database. Simple. They don't even know anything detailed, technically also in the entire DB side. So how do you going to troubleshoot, or how do you going to help them?
First, we have to check the services, like if the services are up and running or not. Like if the services are good and services are up and running and everybody is trying to connect good, but only a particular user is not able to connect to the particular SQL server. Then we have to check if it is a SQL server, SQL user or a mix. I mean, Windows user. We have to identify, and then we have to identify in which AD group the user is added, and then we have to find that AD group, and we have to check the permissions, the particular permission that he has to connect to the particular database. We have to check if the permission is good, that still it is not, the user is not able to connect to the SQL server. Then we have to go for the password, if the password is correct or not, if the user is trying to give the correct password or not. If the user is not able to find that password, we can reset the password, and we can give the same credentials to the user. That we can do, like based on the error code. If it is a 18456, it is a password wrong error. This is 441, it is user is not able to connect. So based on the error, like we can go and can identify, like we can find this error in the error logs. So based on this error number and error message, we can able to troubleshoot the issue.
Okay, now as a development team, I'm giving like um, maybe 1 million records. Okay, so I'm asking you to just, I want this data to be in one of the table. So what approach use?
The data we have to insert into the table.
Yep.
We can use like 1 million, right?
Hmm.
Then we have to use this bulk insert option. Using the bulk insert only we can do this, or else
So
have a bulk.
I'm having this data in a CSV file or an Excel file like that. So
We have to convert,
how
like
do
if
I
you have
use
a,
bulk import?
yeah, you have a data in a Excel file. We have to convert into the CSV file, and we have to run the bulk insert query, and we have to put that CSV location in the query to insert the same data into the table. Or else we can also do this import and
How do you?
export option. Import the exact query, like
Okay.
I didn't remember, like uh,
Uh-huh.
recently I have done this, but for everything we have predefined queries already, so it's hard to memorize all the things. But rarely we are doing this bulk insert, so that's why I didn't remember the query, but I know the process how to
Now,
do it.
session. Okay. So now we have this data in one table. Okay. So next thing is I would like to take a continuous backup of this table.
Okay.
So I'm just telling backup. Okay. It can be what I want. I want to save this data.
A table backup.
What, yeah. What all mechanism possibilities are there?
Replication, like we can also do the replication. If you want to take the continuous backup, we can configure the replication.
How do you configure the replication?
Mm, by configuring the distribution and publication, and like publication at the primary end, and the distribution we can configure at the primary end or the secondary end, and the subscriber on the secondary end by configuring. We can do the replication as well. If you want regular transactions to be replicated, we have to go for the transaction replication. Like the changes are happening very like not frequently, we can go for the snapshot replication as well. If you want to do this bi-directional changes, we have to go for the bi-directional replication. And we have to go for one primary and multiple secondaries. We can go for the P2P replication.
Okay. So, did you get any chance like where you need to restore the database from in critical situations?
Yeah, DB refresh activities we do for every 10 days or 1 week. Regularly, we're doing the DB refresh activities.
Refresh. Uh,
Yeah,
some
taking the backup from
some issues
production.
like
Please.
yeah, then we restored it at a specific point of time like that.
Point in time recovery you were talking about.
Hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, correct.
Point in time recovery. Yes, we can do. Like first, we have to take the backup on this source server. First, like before taking the backup, we have to check this the size of the database. What is the size of the database? If the size of the database is very huge, instead of taking the full backup, we can take the split backup. It is easier to copy the files from source to docket. And we can also check the automatic backups if as are happening on the source server. If the automatic backups are happening, we have to take the copy only backup instead of full backup. Why? Because if you take the full backup, whenever the automatic backups are happening, the LSN chain will be break. So after taking the copy only backup, we have to copy this backup file to the target server. This we can do by using this network path /server name $C or $D whenever we want to move the files. Then we have to do the point in time restore by using stop at constraint. So at what time we need a data, then we can do by using the stop at constraint by mentioning the exact time. We can do this for the point in time restores.
Okay. Right. Now uh, this the current production are you working?
Currently
Is it
production, I'm
clustered?
so, I'm sorry, like your voice is missing. Like that. Sorry. Can you repeat the
Yeah.
question?
Current production, whatever you are working in the organization.
Okay.
So how is the setup?
Actually, we working.
And one more question related to that. Suppose in that environment, if somebody is asking you, okay, you're senior the DB on this place,
Yes,
right? Or
I'm leading the
you
team.
have okay, so in case new application in and they want to introduce then a new SQL server
Okay.
and if they're telling you what all kind of monitoring setup, health checkup setup, what all it might be there already because then you can simply attach to it. But generally, if something is coming as a scratch, what all areas you will be taking to make sure that okay, this application will be available always.
A server is deployed, a fresh setup is deployed already. So, what are the pre and post health checks and what are the things I have to do, right? This is what you're expecting.
And you explain the current setup also, current production setup. Then you let me know how you will introduce a new database.
Uh, First, before that, we have to go for a fresh installation. We have to get some of the information from the application owner, like what are the version, what is the edition we have to install, and the license we have to get from the application owner, and what are the authentication mode we have to select. If it is a Windows or SQL, if it is a SQL, what is the password we have to give, and what is the drive configuration, backup files, data files, log files, where we have to put, and the auto growth option, like what is the temp configuration, how many temp files we have to add, and for the temp we need to maintain separated drive or mixed. These things we have to collect from the application owner, like what are the features that they need to select the database engine service, integration service, analysis service. These things we have to collect from the application owner. Then we have to start doing the installation process. After completion of installation process, we have to do the health checks, like checking the event logs, folder logs, like any any other things have happened on the server, like the installation is done properly or not in the summary.txt. So these things we can check after the installation. Then after the installation of SQL Server, we have to install SQL Server Management Studio. After the 2012, we have to install SQL Server Management Studio separately. Then we will be checking like what are the databases we have to deploy and what are the database configuration, what is the size, what is the auto growth option we have to give. If the auto growth option is enabled, the auto growth option is in the percentage or a memory we can give. And these things we have to configure. Any other settings like any auto update stats are enabled on the server, any maintenance plans have to be configured, like dbcc check db, dbcc rebuild or reorganize jobs, any cleanup jobs. These kind of jobs we will be creating on this particular maintenance plans. Or any other regular jobs are happening, like backup jobs, any log backups has to be happen, or any string database jobs. These kind of a setup we will be asking from the application owner. A lot of things are there, like in triggers, any linker servers has to be configured, any triggers has to be there, any assembly settings we have to change. These kind of things, max dot value, which you want to set to the 0 or to max memory, how we will be setting these things, and the isolation level, we can leave for the default or we can change. Lot of things are there, like I can't remember all these things, but few I can do.
So how do you set up now? You want to handle this in maintenance perspective also. So you set it basic configuration. Now you want to set up this for the maintenance process for the operation team.
Yes.
Okay, without even manually coming here and every time they look at it. So what of health monitoring you should set this.
For everything, like we have some weekly maintenance jobs like index optimization, like rebuild and reorganize. After doing that, we have to do the update statistics. So we have update statistic job, and we have a regular backups jobs. If you are maintaining the native backup, if it is a production server, we have to maintain a full backup and differential and log backup for point in time recovery as well. So backup jobs we have to configure, and the purging jobs to clean. Cleanup jobs we have to configure, and any other audit is happening, we can also configure the audit jobs. That means the data will be continuously dumped into the particular table. This we have to configure. Basic things are there. If the user is want to be a data must has to be available at any time, we have to configure this mirroring or always on as a disaster recovery. We can configure that. So based on the requirement, like client requirement, we can be doing.
Okay. So have you worked on this SSIS, SSR, SSIS and all?
Like I love to, but I didn't get a chance to work on it. Why? Because we will be maintaining a separate team for that, like to take care of all these three services. But sometimes we will be connecting to them, like whenever the execution, like the package execution jobs are failed. So to troubleshoot those things, like we will be connecting to the team. We're not completely on the part of it, but we will be part of it actually.
Yeah. When you say, so you didn't even, what kind of activity you processed on it?
What kind
Like,
of?
have you deployed anything? What kind
No.
of activities as part of DBA you did? So you
Uh,
said that there are, I didn't get the clear answer. You work with the team
no,
or
no.
not?
Actually, for SSIS things, SSIS, SSRS, SSIS, like we have a separate team, so that's why like I didn't get a scope to work on it. So they will be taking care of those things. If I get a chance, like I will be
So
sure part of it.
even deployment also doing by them, or it is coming to you guys?
No, no, deployment also they doing by them only. Only the job failures, application job failures, we will be troubleshoot and we will be giving a clear idea to them why they are failing. If something we need, we'll be getting from them like the packages and all, and we will be putting those things in jobs actually.
Okay. Right. So now, what are things you learned in last 6 months in terms of
Uh,
learning perspective? Like, have you been gone through any
for
certification?
certification, no, actually, I'm planning to do this SQL certification, but I'm still learning. Like, so I'm planning to
You
do.
have
No, I don't
okay.
have.
You have any
I
okay.
didn't
You
have.
have any any offers with you already?
Actually, my last working day is 5th of August. I had left the company already. I
Mm-hmm.
had some offers in my head, but like
Mm-hmm.
I had got affected with Corona. and the doctor said that he need at least 2 months of rest, but they need immediate joiners, like, so that's why they have left those offers and take some time, and I'm searching again, like, so that is a problem. That's why it is kind of a gap. When I'm in a I'm so serving a notice period, I've got offers, but not now.
Hmm.
I don't have any offers in my hand. I'm looking for opportunities, and I'm in immediate
Okay.
joiners.
Okay. So for this interview, you must have prepared something, right? For not only this interview, I'm talking about when you are planning to change the company, you
Uh,
might be
to say
setting up
frankly, like,
yourself. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like. To say frankly, I don't prepare for the interview before that. Why? Because it is a, like, SQL DBA is a C, like, so whatever the things we have learned before, so whenever the time
Mm.
comes, like, it will automatically memorize those things. So what things we have to prepare? There are a lot of things in the performance tuning, availability, lot of things, like, so that's a, like, before the day I will prepare, before the interview, before 1 hour, 2 hour, like, I won't see any of those things. Like, that's my, I don't
Okay.
know, it is a
So
weakness of
what
mine.
are, okay, now in the same angle, what all things is happening on SQL Server now? Latest.
Um, things happened coming to the version changes, like in 2022 we are expecting like a lot of changes, like automatic performance tuning, online indexing, a lot of things to be changed they're expecting, but we have to see how they are working. I think automatic performance tuning is not going to be work perfect. Like, what I'm thinking is, like, a human can identify the errors and human can uh, uh, create an optimized plan to improve the performance. A machine cannot do those such things. I guess, like, hello, hello,
Hello?
yeah, yes.
Yep. So what could be the if machine is also doing, what could be the approach they must be using?
Um, I mean, like, artificial intelligence, like,
So you said auto.
they're writing some
Okay.
queries, like they'll be writing some queries. If like the machine has to be working on some conditions, like, if something is go, it will be go left. If something happens like this, it will be go for right. It will not think like intelligent, like, whatever the instructions had been given in the code, it will work based on the code. It will not think like intelligently, like, that's what I believe. A human can think intelligently, like, than the machine.
You are saying AI is not going to work in SQL Server.
No, no, I'm not saying some things, like some automation can do. Like, whatever in my previous organization, we'll be doing health checks for every day. We're doing the same thing. We're doing same health checks, same jobs, activity monitor, same things we will be doing. So after some time, like, they will be planning to do this Ansible patching, and for the health checks, they need some separate software. So the same things that the machine also doing. So for the regular things, the automation will work. For the troubleshooting and identifying the errors, like, because performance tuning, like, it is a lot of approaches, not on the same line. We have a lot of approaches, like how the machine know all these things, that I guess, like, I'm not sure, but this is my opinion, like, a lot of experts are
So
working
how
on
do
it.
you update yourself? How do you
For
update yourself? Is on
daily,
job
like,
learning only, or you will follow something?
for daily, like, I'll be learning at least one concept, like anything, performance tuning or anything. In the morning, I will learn at least one topic for a day, and I will follow these things like MS SQL tips, SQL shock, and SQL authority. And one more thing, like, I'm planning to develop a SQL article also. Like, I have a own website. I'm starting, so I'm also working on it also.
So what did you learn? This is the question which I asked you last time. What did you learn in like last 2 3 months or maybe 6 months new?
Statistics, like, we know before, I know only update statistics. So we're doing update statistics. Why we're doing update statistics? Still, I don't know. Still, I have read those articles and all, like what are the statistics? Why we have to update the statistic? What is the update statistic with full scan? What is the update statistic with simple? And these things, like I investigated those things, like why these things are happening. We're just doing the things why, because someone said, like the manager or lead saying something to do and run the jobs. But in these 3 months or 6 months, I've learned why we are doing these things, why these things can help to improve the performance. What is happening inside the architecture, like architecture level, I'm trying to learn. So whenever we run the query, I mean, how this query going to execute? What are the things it will be using? How the optimizer will work? Like how the parser is working? How the buffer pool is storing this data? How the data cache is working? How the plan cache is creating these plans? How the lazy writer is removing these unused data and write back to the disk? These things I try to learn, like the architecture level. So blindly we're doing, like why, like instead of doing this, I'm trying to dig it and I'm trying to investigate those things.
In that case, why that Azure learning is not came into your list?
Yes, like, but like I can feel like there is something that I don't know in the SQL part. I have to learn full-fledged SQL first, then I can go for the other side technology. So that's what in mind actually. So that's why. So I have to learn this fully first. Performance tuning, the high availability first, then we have to learn it first, then we have to go for another technology. So parallelly learning two technologies, like, is bit hard for me, I think, like that's what we. So I'm planning to learn actually, because why? Because after we having more than 5 years experience, we cannot survive with one technology, I know that. So I'm planning to learn that as well also.
All right. Rajesh, I think I did with my discussion. Um, I don't want to go too deep in the tier one areas of DBA because that's not our requirement. So I clearly, as I mentioned, our job profile is, see, it's like onshore offshore model. So onshore having that tier one activities most of the time. So even though I committed to you, okay, there are a lot of tier one, I asked a lot of questions on tier one areas, then you are not supposed to do that entirely, or maybe not get the chance of doing it because we have the other DBS as well. So they separated the job responsibility.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not even going to that, cluster, more DBA tier one related activities.
Okay.
Okay. So as I mentioned, our current requirement is more to align with the development team. You have to, because most of the developers are sitting here, most of the development is happening
Okay.
here, and to support them uh, along with the DBA activities, we need a person who can support them as well.
Sure,
Okay,
I will
then
work like.
on top of that, the DB2, then uh, most of our instances are already moving into
Okay.
cloud.
Okay. Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the reason, yeah, I was more keen to know that whether you are theoretically also, I mean, areas wise also. See, the technology wise will be different technology, but the DB activities wise, most of them are moving into cloud. So they required people who has that knowledge of processing. Even I didn't ask you how to migrate, what all problems are going to you
Yes.
are
Yes.
going to
Sure.
get because we did all those activities already done. See, we moved most of our SQL servers into latest version.
Yeah.
Now that all happened earlier. Now, even though if I ask you and I understand you are very good at it, if the work is not coming to you, there is no point of
Yeah.
that kind of questions, right?
Yeah.
So, if work will come mostly on the migration to Azure.
Okay.
Okay, that will be the major activities on. We are expecting to
Hmm.
come on next 1 or 2 year, which is already happening now.
Okay.
Okay, slowly, but it will be large scale. It is going to come out within an year or two,
Okay.
and it's not a small setup. It's like around 100 plus applications applications are there.
Okay.
And if the public DB active, and it is not only SQL Server, we have multiple databases.
Mhm.
Uh, like Oracle is not there, but otherwise SQL Server, DB2, and mainframe, all
Mhm.
those kind of and applications which is supporting this is like all technologies are available, like
Mhm.
mainframe to I mean Java, .NET, mobile, product bases, all those things. So all these application will have one contact for DBA, so that's a DBA team.
Mhm.
Okay, so uh, that's why I clearly mentioned that these application teams will in touch with you guys means in the sense we have three DBS, no, not three, four DBS. One, two will be an on-site, and
Mhm.
two will be the offshore. This
Okay.
is the setup. Okay,
Okay.
but we have around 150 members of team.
Mhm.
So these 150 members, 100 members will be in the development group. So
Mhm.
test agent or other areas. Okay, the QA testing, all those areas. Those people may not come to you directly, but
Mhm.
otherwise, this entire 100 members will be conducting for any kind of DBA activities. And
Mhm.
when I say DBA activities, DBA activities, it's not DBA activities.
Okay.
DBA activities, they will be connecting to you
Mhm.
guys only,
Mhm.
to DBS. Yeah.
Okay.
So setup. That's how I mean, my discussion is purely on the requirement basis.
Yes,
So
working with the
right.
development team is very good, but so if we know the development, but also it will be very easier to tune the queries, working on the performance. So this is also good. I'm very much interested working with other teams.
All right. So this is what the setup. Okay. With that said, any other questions you have, or
No, no,
can
I'm
I
good
wrap it up?
actually. No, I'm good actually. This is a very good conversation we have. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Rajesh. Then uh, good for now. Okay. So I'll let you know
sure.
my HR team about this. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.